And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. You're beautiful. I'm here. That means it's time, baby, for GotBot Goes live. And we have a few things to cover tonight. For some reason, the fan in my computer is being extra loud, so bear with me just a little bit. Of course, I'm getting a few things set up here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. But, of course, I always hope you guys are having a fantastic week. We have some news to cover tonight, a few updates to give, and beyond that, it should be pretty copacetic, pretty easy peasy night for the most part, I think. Let's get things finally set up here. While I'm getting this set up, I'm going to tell you now, and I'm doing my little introduction. I am your host, your most humble host, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot, as always, man. Please. Oh, why is that not? Bear with me here, guys. There we go. Please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, baby, light them up. Hit that notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors, and L, the Autobot Family, Transformers versus G.I. Joe versus DC Universe versus Marvel. And have a look for me everywhere across social media. All of those links, man, are in the description. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. I do have something coming up for some channel members. I'm going to explain it now. I have something coming up that is a little bit of a tutorial. Not the most successful of tutorials, to be fair. It will be actually for Voyager and Up members on Patreon and on YouTube. And it's because it's a little more focused content. It's something that I've talked about on the live show. So it's, you know, when I do extra content, for the most part, I try to do it as just that extra content. Like if you're not a member or a patron or like you're not really missing out, but you do certainly get extra content and some unique things if you are. Anyway, tonight we have some news to cover. I'm going to give a couple of updates and a couple of things that I got last week. A couple of things are on the way. I didn't really pick anything new up, but we certainly have some news to talk about because, of course, since we got together last night to visit, we have had the Fan First Friday event, and it's a bit of a mixed bag, at least for me. Let's check in with you guys first. Well, Luigi, happy to see you. Mattia, happy to see you. Aries, happy to see you, sir. Masterfire, happy to see you. By the way, if you haven't checked out Exercise with John, you really should. Yes, I certainly did. Hey, Sam, happy to see you. As always, it's an honor to have you here in the house, baby. Jillian, happy to see you here. Hold on here, guys. What am I doing? Oh, man. Of course. Of course it must be. My computer is not being responsive, man. Not even a little bit. It's bugging me. It is bugging me, and it means that I'm getting slightly delayed here. Bear with me, man. Oh, my goodness. You ever have one of those days or one of those nights when like stuff, man, it just does not want to cooperate with you? Well, that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. As I go down here, hey, Ultimate Wolf, happy to see you here. Jay, as always, hope you're having it. Better luck finding that blue streak today than you did yesterday, buddy. Hey, TF Cannon Fodder. One Man's Hobby, like that. It's a cool name. I like that. What do you consider the worst Prime Wars combiner? Think carefully, too, because some have workarounds. Worst Prime War Volcanicus, probably. I just didn't see the point of Dinobots combining. I don't know. A lot of the combiners in Prime Wars I wasn't in for. You know me, Master Fire. If it's not a combiner that appeared on the show, I'm only kind of about it. But good one. I would say Volcanicus. For me, it's Volcanicus. Hey, Brian. Happy to see you. As we go down here, Grimlock gone, always an honor. Cooking dinner, man. Well, you know what? I hope whatever you're having, it's delicious. We had Chinese food tonight, and that was delicious. Hey, Blue, happy to see you. I don't know, Blue, if you're early or if I'm late, buddy. Ninja Bill, as always, I'm so glad that you're in here. Goku or Bubbles? I don't know what you're even asking there. I recently got the Earthrise RC, and it's better than the original generation. I can't see it being better than the Generations, Jillian. I don't have it. I'll admit I don't have it. But from everything I've seen, it doesn't hold a candle to the Generations. That backpack, man. Now I'm going to have the mold. I don't know if I'm going to have it as RC, but eventually I hope to have it as Paradron Medic. Although, fun fact, my Paradron Medic and Ratchet was supposed to arrive yesterday. It, just like the Coneheads, just like Ratchet and Prowl, has been, you guessed it, delayed. I also pre-ordered the 6-pack Micron set. That's slated for December. I expect that's going to get delayed. I don't expect to get anything from Amazon. People are complaining about it now. I don't expect to get anything from Amazon until probably around March of 2021. I'll be shocked if I get anything before then. Really shocked. I don't know if Starscream Wife is going to be in here. She's actually watching a show and watching Tessa Bessa. That's why I'm a few minutes late, because I had to sort of, deal with the girl because I haven't seen her all day. And today was a bit of a rough day. We attempted to have her meet my dad today. Now she's still decompressing. We thought that she was decompressed enough. That didn't go well. She has too much anxiety for that. Maybe we tried a little bit too soon, man. Maybe we tried a little bit too soon. As we go down here. Hey, Razor Bear. Let's see. Presently rolling across Texas. Funny enough, that's where Tessa came from, is Texas. So, and she's already finding the cold. But you know what? Rolling across Texas. Drive safely, buddy. Drive safely, as always. Let's see. Fan Friday was surprising and surprising and disappointing at the same time. It was, Jillian. It was a mixed bag. I actually liked the Fan First Friday. I like some of it, but some of it I think is disgusting what they're doing. As always, you know what I'm like. I think it. I don't know. We'll talk about the Fan First Friday. I don't think I would call it Fan First. It was cool reveals. Don't get me wrong. We're going to talk about that. And it was awesome reveals for the most part. But the way they handled some of it, I think, is pretty bad business. Let's see. Me too, because Walmart is fine with Transformers. They even get certain figures earlier than other places. You know what? I used to find the same thing actually with Walmart Masterfire, and lately I feel like they haven't. EB Games up here is where, like, if it wasn't for EB Games, I'd have nothing beyond Wave 1. Right now, you go to Walmart's here, and all they have in terms of deluxes, they've caught up on Studio Series. At least the deluxe is a Studio Series, and I think the Voyagers. Still haven't seen a Sentinel Prime. But for Earthrise, and they've caught up on Cyberverse. But for Earthrise, like, it's still just Wheeljack, Ratchet, Wheeljack, Cliffjumper, Hoist, and Ironworks. We haven't seen anything beyond that. And they were out before. No, they were out February. They were out in February here. So from February to now, there's literally been nothing new. Let's see. Love the new. Sorry, I missed that, Brian, because the thing jumped on me, man. I totally missed that. Love the new RC2. I have not. I've seen the reviews and stuff on the new RC. The first thing for me, and again, it might feel different when I got her in hand, but the first thing for me is, boom, I want to change the head. Her face wasn't white, it's pink. So if it can't take the head of the Generations, I'm immediately less than interested. I don't at all like that huge backpack. I actually really hate it. I don't like that. It's a hoverboard or something. It should have been engineered better. It really should. That, even though she has the huge heels and could support it, I find that extremely egregious. And I felt like the more I saw it, the less I'd care about it. But I find the more I'm seeing it, the more annoyed it's making me. It's bothering me. I hope that the rest of her is excellent, but that's bothering me. Fan First Friday was okay. And that's what I would say, Jay. I would agree with you, buddy. Also, are you getting the new Walmart exclusive retro Headmaster's Wave 1 figures? No. Why would I do that? But we're going to talk about that. Actually, we'll talk about it right now, Mattia. Okay, so this is many years ago now when Titan's Return came out. This guy was a Walgreens exclusive. This is Brainstorm. He came out nowhere in Canada. At that time, EB Games was not picking up Walgreens exclusives. It came out as a Walgreens exclusive, and to my knowledge, it was released nowhere except the United States. Nowhere. If you got this, you ordered it from somewhere online, is my understanding. And if you're anything like me, you overpaid for it. Actually, I didn't. This was a Christmas gift from my mother that year in 2016, I think it was, maybe 2017. I love this. This is the coloring I want. I'm glad it's the face plated head. This is the one for me. Now, that said, if you did not get this Brainstorm, or you didn't go all in on the Takara one, I think the new retro one is really the Takara release. Why? Because Brainstorm has a face, and the blue is more of the Headmaster series blue than the Rebirth blue, kind of sea foam color. If you didn't get this, get it. This is tremendous. I'm not getting it because I don't need 2 Brainstorms, but I will tell you now, this is a fun mold. This is a fantastic version of Brainstorm. The Voyager was great. It really was, especially if you like the IDW comics. But for an updated version of G1, I honestly think this guy's great. I love him. As well, we have this guy, Hardhead. On the new one, first of all, it's been speculated that the barrel has been hollowed out. No, that's the way the picture was edited. The barrel is intact here. The picture was just edited really badly. I'll say this. The head on this one has the faceplate, like he did in Japan. The one that's coming out has the face. I wish this guy had the face. I do like the Headmaster of the new one coming out more. There's some extra detailing on the arm that I think is nice. And the yellow here on the pelvis is more subdued. It's just in one section on the pelvis. Again, I think Hardhead was done extraordinarily well. If you passed on it, or you didn't get it, or you couldn't afford it at the time, and you can now, don't hesitate. Get it. The packaging is a bonus. I think this is excellent. I love it. A lot of people don't. I do. Then we come to Chrome Dome. Again, I wish I had the head that's coming on the new one. I kind of like the coloration on this one a little bit more, even though the new one is fine. It's just, I think I like the kind of breakup of the beige and brown a little bit more on this one. Again, though, that being said, if you didn't get this guy, get him. Don't hesitate. Get him. He's fun. He's great. He looks great here. Mine has some of the Hasbro Asia stickers on him, but he's great. Totally worth the get. And finally, the most controversial is Highbrow. Oh, wait. No, they didn't do Highbrow. It's Mind Wipe. Why they done one Decepticon amongst the Autobots, I don't know, but okay. A lot of people detest Mind Wipe. I don't, never did. I like Mind Wipe just fine. He's held up well over the years. I've transformed him often. I've used him in stop motions. He was pretty pivotal at one point in Universal Collision. He's fun. He's fun to animate. He's fun to fiddle with. Clever transformation. I do wish that there was a little more movement in bat mode than there is, especially with the head. But honestly, I'm just happy to have him. I have all of these Headmasters. I hope they do a reissue of Weird Wolf for people that don't have them. Same for Skull Cruncher, Skull Smasher, whatever you want to call them. And Highbrow. At least do those ones, man. At least do those ones. But if you miss them, get them. I love them. I really do. So, Maddie, no, I'm not personally planning on getting them because I don't need them. But if you don't have them, get them. Absolutely. Blue, my turtle... What? My turtle hacked your PC. I don't know what that means, but that is a skilled turtle. I was kind of salty that they didn't reveal Dino and Jolt. I was surprised, Jillian, that they didn't reveal Dino and Jolt. Actually, I expected that more than the Devastator set. So I'm actually kind of surprised. I sort of agree with you. You are here, someone on time, awesome person. Same luck. Listen, Jay. Listen, buddy. You say same luck. No wave 2. No prowl. No smoke screen. Certainly, we don't even know when or if we're getting Blue Streak, let alone that he's an exclusive. Because again, here's one of those examples where he's a Walgreens exclusive. Nowhere outside the United States has this Walgreens. Like I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Chefitron talks about this a lot too in the Philippines. I've heard it talked about by numerous channels from the UK and Europe. I'm from Canada, and some of us talk about the same thing. Look, Hasbro, take a hint. Stop alienating everybody that lives outside of the US. We don't have Walgreens. If you're not going to say where it's available internationally, then shut up about it. Don't reveal it if you don't have your plans in place, man. All you're doing is making your fans angry. And I get it, man. From a business standpoint, you know, the exclusives because the stores will order and pay more. I get it. But the problem is if you alienate your fan base enough, guess what? They're going to get sick of your nonsense, and they're going to say, you know what, it's too much work. You've taken the fun out of it. It's too expensive. There's nothing here to keep me anymore. And as soon as you lose the fans, then you lose the people that actually buy your products. And when you lose the people that buy your products, I promise you, that's not going to make your shareholders happy. You're trying to appease the wrong people. That's where you're to. Your business is on a bad downward spiral because of it. And you're appeasing the wrong people. You're appeasing corporate more than your actual purchasers. And that's going to come back and bite you if you're not careful. I predict within the next 5 to 10 years, that's going to bite you real bad. Hey, Maximal 10, do I think Hasbro is opening a floodgate for Titans? No. What? I mean, we're probably getting Fort Max and G1 colors. No. Volcanicus Donovan should never combine. I agree. Hey, Robert, do you remember watching Codename Kids Next Door on? Nope, don't have Cartoon Network. Never heard of it. Our country doesn't have Cartoon Network, and I've certainly never heard of that. Hey, Nexus. While Luigi, I was looking for Blue Streak, but found G.I. Joe Classified series Cobra Commander and said, you know what? Funny enough, here the only place that's had, actually 2 places have had the Joes. One Walmart and Toys R Us. Toys R Us apparently got like 6 in. I think it's like a wave of 6. Little Birdie told me that 5 out of the 6 were stolen. Is that the world we live in? Really? Apparently some kid went in there. Apparently it was caught on tape. Some kid went in there, tore open the boxes, and stole 5 of them. That's where we're living. That's what we're into, man. I was looking for Blue Streak, but found classified. Let's see. Yeah, Volcanicus Iron Gaps are the worst. I agree. One man's hobby. Absolutely. I have a trivia. If you have a trivia, you should send it to me privately. Don't put it up here. Stop it. But certainly send it to me privately, Blue. You never know, man. We might just use it. Earthrise RC has tons of articulation. She has tons of articulation, but she doesn't look great, is the thing, Jay. Look at those feet, man. Look at the heels, I should say. Man, everything I buy gets delayed. Almost every single pre-order that I put in months ago is currently on delay. Oh, also, not only are those things delayed from Amazon, but I can also report that from Hasbro Pulse itself, because I'm doing this through Crimson Raptors, thankfully, my God Neptune is delayed until December, and my Centurion pack still never ever shipped out from Hasbro Pulse. Again, that's in conjunction with someone. That too has been delayed. That's at least 5 pre-orders there that are delayed that I just told you about. However, my hot house is on the way, and thanks to input, I do have a Macadam on the way to add to my Prime lineup, and I'm really happy to be able to say that he has something else coming, though I'm not sure what that is yet. A Marissa Fairborn would be really cool. Let's see as we go down. See, man. Let's see as we go down. Event progenitor, Starscream wife is vacuuming at the moment. You can hear. No, she's not vacuuming. That's my computer. That's the fan inside my computer. That's what that is. But I can see why you would think it's vacuuming. I promise you that at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock? Yeah, 8 o'clock in the. Yeah, I promise you she's not vacuuming. I feel the Earthrise RC does look better than the original. No, I'm not even reading the rest of that. She doesn't touch a candle to the original. I'm not even entertaining that concept. She's not even the right color. Her face immediately, right from top of her head, her face is wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. She's not bad. But to say she's better than the original, she's not. She's just objectively not. Scalp First Friday. Now, that brings me also to the Fan First Friday stuff. You know what? Well, let's do the Fan First Friday stuff now. because I do have some axes to grind there, even though it was great. But I do want to do the Fan First Friday stuff. So we're going to do it now because Event Progenitor, was it Event Progenitor that just mentioned that? Somebody just mentioned something about Fan First Friday, and then this thing jumped down. Man, way down. It jumped way down. Let's see. Werewolf is. You know what? I'm gonna have to find it again, guys. Hacker Turtle. Werewolf is another really bad one with breaking. Why does everybody keep saying, like, Event Progenitor keeps saying this to me over and over? Why does everybody say that there's problems with Weird Wolf? I've had mine for 5 years now. I've transformed him no less than 100 times. I don't have a stress mark. I don't have anything. I don't know what you guys are doing to your Weird Wolf. It's a good mold. I don't know what you're doing to him, but he's fine. I plan on getting the Headmasters. That's fair. I mean, I don't need them. I don't have the space. I don't need 2 brainstorms. But you know what? Like Triple R just said, he's getting the Headmasters. I cannot tell you not to because they're fantastic. I really can't. I have them already. Would like to see something. But hey, Boss Gunny, reissue Counter Punch. I might get him. I don't know why they'd reissue Punch Counter Punch, but you know what? They probably should because there were definitely people who wanted Punch Counter Punch who didn't get them. Walgreens normally gets picked up by EB Games here. Yes, Walgreens normally does, but not always. So I'm hoping that it gets picked up by them Maximal 10, but I'm not necessarily going to hold my breath. There's some near me in the US, but I cannot go there and buy one by law. That's weird. I've always been kind of surprised that they didn't make Q Wheeljack one of the wreckers in Dark of the Moon, since they're a team of rowdy engineers that turn into race cars. Good point. I never really thought about it, but good point, Sam. Time to eat. Master Fry got to go. A bunch of people got to go there. That's all right, man. You can go. Way too many exclusives this year. Way too many exclusives this year, Jay. I'm with you, man. Walmart, no Targets, Walgreens, or others. See, TF Cannon Fodder knows the pain. I want Earthrise Barricade. Which barricade? Because now we have 2 barricades. We have the Earthrise Barricade. That's a deluxe. That's a police car. That is an adaptation. And in that 6 micron pack, we actually have the proper G1, though he's been given a different name. We actually have the proper G1 Micromaster, who is Barricade. He's in that pack. That alone is why I'm getting the pack. That alone is why I'm getting the pack. It's a weird 6-pack, by the way, because we also have 2 that combine, but we got a singular version of that character before. I'll talk about it when the time comes. I'm not getting SS69 Devastator. I already have the. Why would you get it? If you already have the Constructicons, why would you spend 500 US on that Devastator? I think it's wrong that they numbered that. It should have just been a special, because anyone who's, you know, a completist and wants all of them, now they have to plop down $500 for a combiner. They probably already have to have that numbered box. I think that's really slimy, to be honest with you. And that's one of the problems from Fan First Friday I have. I think that's slimy business. The cycle of upping prices and decreasing the size and packaging is on a 3-year cycle right now. I don't know if it's on a 3-year cycle. They seem to do it when they want, and it sucks. You can order a Blue Streak on Walgreens website for retail. No. See, here's the thing, Matt. If you're in the United States, you can do that. If you're outside the United States, the other 6.75 billion people outside of the United States cannot do that. So they're alienating all 6+ billion people by not saying where else you're going to get it. Stole 5 of what? 5 of the 6-inch G.I. Joes. Living in Scotland, USA exclusiveness really annoys me. See, there's another example of someone around the world that's being alienated by that. I've heard complaints from Australia. I've heard complaints from New Zealand. I've heard complaints from France, from the UK. I've heard complaints from the Philippines. I've heard complaints from Chile. I've heard complaints from Venezuela. That was an interesting one. And I've heard complaints, of course, from Canada. That Fan First Friday is terrible. And here's the thing. All of them say the same thing. Fan First Friday is if you're America. I don't even think it's that. Because, as was pointed out earlier by, I want to say Ninja Bill, things, for example, like Run Amok and Thrust went up. And guess what? They were sold out like that by scalpers. Scalpers are a problem. Lack of distribution is a real problem. And honestly, it's getting worse and people are getting more and more tired of it. And if it's not addressed and rectified, I'm concerned about where our hobby will be in 5 years. I'm less confident now that it's going to last over the next 5 years than I was 5 years ago. There's too many exclusives. It's too hard to get, especially if you're outside of the US. Even in the US, the scalper problem is atrocious. And it's all having a bad effect. But what we're getting is beautiful if you can get your hands on it. So running through Jazz, absolutely in for Jazz. I think he's gorgeous. I love everything about him. I think that they're borrowing some of the transformation from Power of the Primes. Some of it's not, of course, but he looks perfect. I don't like my Jazz with wings. I love the reveal of the shield, but I'm not going to pretend that this one isn't a strong contender to replace him. Cup, I think, looks like hot trash. I like nothing about him. Maybe in hand it'll be different, but right now I have yet to see one picture of Cup where I think he looks good. Blur is all right. Blur's okay. He has a lot of junk hanging out on his forearms, man. I don't know. I customized my Titans Return Blur a lot with paint, and I cut out a hole so I don't have to remove his head when I transform him. It can stay on. I don't know if I'm going to replace him yet or not. We'll see. But I could see why people would. I totally could see why people would. Hot Rod. Hot Rod looks really good. Looks really good. The images look really good. A lot of accessories and stuff. I think he's really cool. The Scourge, a Voyager Scourge about Bloody Time, man. I think it's great. I think that's great. Grimlock, it's not for me. My Black Mamba is going to be my Dinobots, and I'm happy with them. But for those that want Grimlock, it's nice to see him with the yellow because that's very animation accurate. I do think that the dinosaur mode looks a little chubby wubby, and that wheelie's hot trash. Let's be realistic. It doesn't transform. I'm not even exactly sure just how posable it is. It seems to have a bunch of ball joints, but it looks pretty hollow too. I wouldn't expect much from that wheelie. I really wouldn't expect much from that wheelie. The Devastator pack we already talked about. I think it's for people looking to collect all the numbers. I think it's really sad that Hasbro numbered that. I think it's the cheapest cash grab. Runabout and Thrust. Absolutely gutted that they are a Target exclusive. Again, don't have Target here. No, usually Target stuff is picked up by Toys R Us. In my province, we have one Toys R Us. One. And I've heard nothing about Runabout. Nothing. Absolutely zero about if he's coming here, if he's coming to Canada, nothing. And Thrust, rumor has it that there's an order for 900 Thrust from Toys R Us, and that's it. That's all that they're getting for all of Canada, 900. I think that the two of them are going to be atrocious to get, really atrocious, and I think that's a shame because if I don't get Thrust, I have zero interest in having the other two Rainmaker or the other two Coneheads. What they should have done is done like they did with the Rainmakers and done them in a 3-pack. That's what they should have done. For the love of God, just because something has red on it doesn't mean it needs to become a Target exclusive. Just saying, man. Again, there's an example of a store that's only in the US. That's it. We had it here in Canada, and I miss it dearly. But you need to announce. When you are announcing this stuff, you need to announce places where it's going to be available around the world. A Target exclusive in the US, but you can also get yours at this place, this place, this place. And people that live in those appropriate places will know that the store is there. The Headmasters we talked about, they're glorious. Get all of them if you don't have them. Wave 3 is out in the US. We don't have Wave 2 here. Heck, we don't have Wave 1 of the Netflix lads. But Wave 3 is out in the US, so congratulations if you managed to get some Wave 3 Deluxes. Man, I envy you because I can't wait to get them myself. Planet X showed off their Shockwave. The thing looks glorious and beautiful. Question for you guys, and I'll read some comments after this, but a specific question for anyone, especially who has the Alicons. So I have my Pit of Judgment, thanks to Input. And though the box was trash, the pit's glorious. The Bailiff's of Disappointment, though. The arms go out maybe to a 45-degree angle, and that seems to be it. It's like the port on the side of the arm gets caught up on the shoulder pad. Is that all the movement that the shoulder has? Am I doing something wrong? Does the shoulder pad move, or is it really that limited? Because that's a bummer, man. Big time bummer. While you guys answer that, if 45 degrees is all that the Alicon's arm can go out, I'm going to check in with the comments here. Let's see. I definitely got to go back up here. Definitely gotta go back. Let's see. I missed out on the pit. Guess it will be waiting for 2 years. I hear that the pit will be coming to, at least to Canada at EB Games. I don't know though. It's a secret. I bet it is input. I can't wait though. I like surprises most of the time. It's probably a kicker. It's probably a kicker. Sorry, busy tonight. I'll have to watch tonight. That's okay, Mike. You do you, buddy. That's my PC fan. To be fair, though, my PC is 10, 11? No, 10 years old. My PC's old, man. Clean out your PC. Okay, I don't know how to do that. Get real, Event Progenitor. I have no idea how to do that. I mean, I blow it out with the like compressed air thing, you know, right? I do that, but like I don't know anything about computers. I barely know how to turn this on. Everybody thinks because I do this stuff, like GotBot must know a lot about technology. Nothing. Look, dude, I can't even right now. Like I was thinking about doing. I'm sure you guys have heard about the TF trivia. Sean, the guy who's the voice of Mirage, is part of that. And like I saw the form and I was going to fill it out. And it gets down to this like non-disclosure agreement thing, and you're supposed to sign it. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? And then they were like, oh, you just do a PDF and a this and a that and a thing, and it's done. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's way over my head. Like I'm like a string in two cans. I don't know any of this stuff at all. We got that Marissa Fairborn from TFCC a few weeks ago. I never saw any Marissa Fairborn from TFCC. Let's see. Few weeks ago. Do you mean a few years ago? Do you mean that one from the Collector Club a few years ago? Yeah, I thought it was you, Event Progenitor. Hey, Klaus. Klaus? I want to say Klaus. I'm from Germany. Wow, man. See this exclusive? Here you go. A complaint coming from Germany. See? This exclusive really gets on my nerves. I've already missed the chance to get the Earthrise Thrust and run about 3 times. Dude, I don't even know a place to get Earthrise Thrust and Runabout. Last week, when we went to get Tessa, I told you guys then that I was bringing the Seeker 2-pack to somebody on the west coast of our province, because guess what? There's no Toys R Us over there. He couldn't even order it off the website. If it wasn't for me doing that, he would not have been able to get it. That's how rare it is. The exclusivity is going to kill, mark my words, it's going to kill this hobby if it keeps up at the pace it's going. It really is. Yeah, years, not weeks. Okay, Triple R. Yeah, by all means, Event Progenitor, send me some pics, man. Because our online shops in the EU simply don't get enough figures. There you go. I'm with you, Klaus. Right there, man. I'm starting to hate Hasbro, and that's the sad part. That's the sad part. And they don't even see that they're alienating people the world over and making them not like their company. That's the sad part, because nobody wants to. Nobody wants to feel that way about something they love. And that's what they're pushing by focusing on the profits and, you know, making sure the shareholders see bigger profits every quarter and making sure that they just have exclusives. They're totally forgetting about the main component needed for successful business. And that's happy customers. And you don't have them right now. The back breaks off. I have the Hasbro and Takara version. Both are broken. No, what are you guys doing? I'm assuming you're talking about Weird Wolf. What are you guys doing to it? No, man. I've done it 100 times. I don't have not even so much as a stress mark. I don't know what you guys are doing. I really don't. I own, maybe it's a like a climate thing. Like maybe the climate here is conducive to Wolfwire not breaking. Maybe it's a climate thing. I don't understand what you guys are doing. I really don't. I barely transformed either and barely done anything. I've dropped mine down over the stairs. I sat on it. I've transformed it 100 and it's fine. Not a stress mark, nothing. I mean, I've used them for stop motion. I've thrown them around. When I had my cat chewed on him. Like, everything's been done to him. I'm excited for Headmaster Chrome Dome, and so you should be, Jillian. He's great. Not too much Razor Matrix, just going down through the news here. Yeah, see, Ninja Bills is fine. It's around 200. I don't know what's around 200. The six-pack features mask homages. Really? Oh, it does. Now that I think about it, you're right. I don't know if that's deliberate, but cool. I'll take it. What? It's around 200, not 500. No, it's $4.99, Waluigi. That's the price that I heard. The price I heard was $4.99. So, unless I'm wrong, but I heard $4.99. That's not what I heard, guys. Jillian saying the same thing. Maybe the price changed, but the original price I heard was $499. Now, maybe that wasn't American. Maybe it was $499 like in the UK. Maybe it was $499 Canadian. I don't know. I heard $499. Even so, like $200 for a combiner you already have is ridiculous. It's disgusting and shameful. I don't have time to return Weirdwolf, but I fiddled with one for a friend. No problems at all. I don't know. Maybe it was a batch of Weirdwolves that were bad. I don't know, man. SS Devastator's $259, Jay saying. Still, again, if you already got them, why would you spend $259 plus tax? So let's say 3 bills. Why spending 3 bills on something you already got? Why, for some dirty paint? Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, he's not the same as the Cop Barricade. Is the Ark the last Titan? It hasn't even been confirmed that the Ark is a Titan. That's the rumor, and that's what everything points to. Either way, I'm not really following that close because I'm not getting it. Not in for it. I got my Titans. I'm done. I'm out on Titans for space and for money. I dislike Fridays. Fair enough. Hey, Windblade. It's so hard to get some Transformers in the UK. Yeah, I bet it is. I've heard the same thing. Combiner Wars was a bad time for you guys there, man. I sent back 10 Leadfoots to Canada. See, Jay tries to help us out. You're a scholar and a gentleman, sir. Scholar and a gentleman. I really, 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 really want the Devastator. Then get him, Ninja Bill. You know what? Get him. If there's anybody who deserves to have that Devastator, my friend, it's you. By the way, I'm still keeping my eyes peeled for you for Thunderhowl. Barricade's new name. Yeah, Runner. Yeah, whatever. He's going to be Barricade to me. I don't know what I'm going to call the cop guy, but I'm going to call him Barricade. I don't care about Dreamwave Comics. I'm going to call him Barricade. That's what he is to me, baby. Scalpers are so uncool. They very much are uncool. I missed the entire Combiner Wars line, so yeah, I want Devastator. Fair enough. Oh, the Devastator 2, Ninja Bill. Are you talking about the Combiner Wars one that's coming out in January? Get it. Look, it's my Devastator, and I know there's other ones out there, and it gets a lot of flack. Get it. And then in time, eventually, at least get the PCO7 set. That's not the Devastator upgrade, though the PCO6 is great, but the PCO7 at least gives you each of the individuals like blasters, and it gives Scrapper especially his arms, and it totally makes the figure 1,000,000,000% better. Scalpers burn me up, Dragonfly says. Thrust and Runabout were up for at least an hour or 2 hours, and it was 1 per customer. Then how did the Scalpers get it? Because everybody told me the Scalpers bought up all the Runabout and what do you call it? I mean, I don't know. I don't have Target, so why would I look at Target? I heard that they were gone in about 10 minutes, and I heard that the Scalpers bought them up. Now, if that was wrong, cool. I wouldn't know. I'm not an American, so I don't know. How much is a can of Pepsi in Canada? And also, how much is the cost of an Earthrise Deluxe in Canada? Can of Pepsi, you're probably looking at about $2. And Earthrise Deluxe in Canada, $30 plus tax. So around here, where we have 15% tax, it's more like $35 for a Deluxe. So it's expensive. It's an expensive racket. Like, you know, if something's only okay, you're almost spending $40 on it, man. Like, that's nuts. I'm definitely getting 86 Grimlock, Jazz, and Scourge. I'm in for Jazz and Scourge. I got zero interest in Grimlock, not for $75. I don't call scalpers swindles. They are swindlers. There's no way I'm not getting 86 Hot Rod. I'm sure he said 30. I did say 30. No door wings for Jazz. I love that. The junk on the Blur's arms are actually accurate to the cartoon. Not really, man. I know that he has junk on his arms in the cartoon. I get what you're saying, Awesome Person, but it's not that big. It's not that egregious. I get that it's on his arms. I'm not disagreeing with that, but it's not as big as what it is on that. Like, don't apologize for it. It's a bad design choice. There's a way that should have compacted more than it does. It's not that it shouldn't be there. It's that it shouldn't be that big. Yeah, a lot of people are very meh about the Blur. Cup looks weird. Again, only ones I'm going to get are Hot Rod and Jazz. Yeah, that's fair. 86 Cup needs a new head. He does need a new head. 3P upgrade is going to have a field day with the 86 Studio Series. You're right. Upgrade kits are definitely going to have a field day with it. Blur looks like Lurch from the Addams Family. Blur is screen accurate. He is screen accurate. Yes, he is. And when I colored mine, I done him somewhat screen accurate. He's pretty screen accurate. The white inside his chest seems a little too bright to me. I almost wish that was more like an off-white grayish. I know that that's not quite accurate, but I think it wouldn't be as jarring to my eye. And the things on his forearms, I wish that collapsed more. It's not that they shouldn't be there. They should, but they shouldn't be like bigger than his arm. So I'm just saying. Do you think we will get a mercenary DevCon? I don't know, but I love that, Steven. I would be in for that 100%. Runabout should have been a general release. Yes, he should. As should Thrust. The wheelie coming with Grimlock seems to have his legs sculpted in one piece, meaning that he'll always be kneeling or crouching. And that could be too. That could be. His legs could very well be like that. Hey, Tommy, it's all right, buddy. I'm just glad you're here now. Runabout and Runabout should have been a 2-pack. That's right. They should have. You're 100% right, Jillian. I didn't want the Coneheads, but I will appreciate his gifts. That's fair enough. Didn't get the Rainmakers or the Coneheads. I did get the Rainmakers, and I'm very happy about that. I sent you some pics of Werewolf that shows the breakpoints. The second set has arrows. We're going to see that because like people talk about it, but I really don't understand. Yeah, I see that yours is broken, but like I don't know what you're doing to it. I've formed it, like I said, no less than 100 times. Not even a stress mark. It's definitely broken there. Not on mine. Nothing. I'm sad to see this has happened to yours, but I don't know what you guys are doing to it. I really don't. It hasn't been my experience, man. To me, I think the Weird Wolf or Wolfwire, I think it's an excellent mold and excellent update. Hasn't been my experience, and I can only speak to my experience. Only got wave 1. Yep. As we go down here, managed to pre-order Thrust, but missed out on Runabout. That's wrong. They got to make this stuff easier, man. They really do. Man, I'm missing so much here. How far up, man, do I got to go here, dude? I wish I thought about sending a kicker. That would have been funny. And I would never forgive you for it. I got no Alicon still waiting. Let's see. Managed to pre-order Thrust. I saw that. Personally, I am absolutely sick to death of exclusives. Yeah, I mean, there was a time exclusive was special. I done a rant about this on Patreon and for channel members, actually. Big exclusive rant. Some of it I'm covering here, but it was very much about what it's leading to and how it's seen the world over. Still no wave 2 with no deluxes yet, Boss Gunny says. Let's see. That's all the Alicon has. That's sad. I ordered both Run Amok and the other Conehead. Says delivery will be in December. Heavens knows, man. Haven't seen any of wave 2 in my stores. Okay, so it's certainly not something that's unusual. You said you're a teacher. I am a teacher. Yep. Yes, sir. Thrust and Run Amok will be on the shelves mid to late November. Keep an eye out for me, Jay. I'm just saying, man. Let's see. Mainline figures shouldn't be exclusives. I agree. And that's one of the things I said is that ones that people know, ones that appeared on the show, should not be exclusive. You want to have an exclusive? Rotor Storm was never on the show. He has a niche following. Love the guy, but he has a niche following. Tiger Track, same thing. Make it an exclusive. But like Bumblebee should not be an exclusive. Thrust should not be an exclusive. DevCon should not be an exclusive because they were on the show. Blue Streak should not be an exclusive. No. As we go down here, some of this I'm skipping here now, guys, just so we can get through it. What breaks on Werewolf is the door hinges. Everybody keeps saying that, but not on mine, man. I don't know, guys. Be careful, I guess. TF Source had Devastator for 500. Oh, maybe that's what it was. They had it marked up. Okay. What do you think of the Studio Series 86? That's what I'm talking about. I talked about that earlier, Landon. Some of them are good. Some of them are might be a climate or a batch. Maybe I got a lucky batch. Maybe they're generally messed up. Maybe I got a lucky batch. Maybe that's the thing. No problems with Grimlock Gon's Weird Wolf either. I don't know, man. We just need to remember not to be toxic. And that's hard to remember, Master Fire, but it is good advice. Very good advice. As we go down here, Barricade is awesome character. Barricade is an awesome character. I agree. I seem to have a curse with Command Wars Devastator. I've had 4, and they're all broke. Oh, no. Really, man? That's sad. Oh, man, the SDCC with both upgrade kits. That is a sweet Devastator event progenitor. I like the ROTF, Constructicons, and Devastator conceptually, but it was executed really poorly. I wouldn't know. I haven't had any of the Studio Series Constructicons in my hands. In the movie, yeah, I see what you're saying. See, TF Source brought up a bunch of the Target stuff. See, there you go. As we go down here. Hey, Chicken Fried Steak, my very favorite name. Blame Hasbro. As we go down here. There's scalpers and there's resellers, and there's a difference. Okay. So going back down through this, just to try and get through this stuff here. Thanks, by the way, guys, for letting me know about the arms. It's disappointing, but I'm glad somebody knows. We saw more pics of Cheetor and Rat Trap. Again, I think both desperately need more paint, but I'm sure they're going to be well articulated because they can score some cool poses. Let's see. There's a Beast Wars Generation book, Mook style coming out, whatever that is. Looks great. I looked through the pictures of it. Looks fantastic. It's going to retail for around 40 US in Japan, I believe. Probably worth tracking down if you're into it. TF Con 2020 online exclusives include Ocular Max Jaguar Covert. It's basically Ravage done with translucent plastic. Also, we have from the Fans Hobby Wheelblade, which uses their Athena mold, which I think was their RC, and it's redone to look like Windblade if Windblade was a car. I think it looks fantastic. It's a bit of revisioning, but I think it looks glorious. And I thought we had one more. Oh, we do. Helios with a different color scheme is also a TF Con 2020 online exclusive. All of them, I think, are available exclusively through Chosen Prime, I believe. So if you're in for them, go check it out there. But I really think that the standout of all of it is Wheelblade, which, of course, is Windblade. I think she looks beautiful. Really, really do. Really, really impressed with that. Very much so. We also saw some pictures from Universal Beijing and the attractions from their Metro base. And it's like the whole thing is Transformers themed. It's huge. It's beautiful. It has a ton of stuff. A huge roller coaster. There's an Optimus Prime there that goes around for pictures and stuff. It is fantastic. If I ever get to go to Beijing, China, I've got to go there. I really, really do. We really need to. We really had too many bumblebees. I agree. We do have too many bumblebees. Let's see. If scalpers can't get the figures, they can't sell them, which means people are no longer supporting them. What do you mean today will go away? Well, yeah. Basically, like if the scalper stuff sells, they're going to keep doing it. Don't buy from them. Just don't buy. Eventually, it'll stop, and we'll actually get stuff for sensible prices at retail. I'm waiting for SpongeBob and Patrick debate tonight. What? SpongeBob and Patrick debate? I don't know what that is. Oh, yes, I do know. SpongeBob and Patrick. That's hilarious. I like that. TF source or scalpers, in your opinion? I don't know. I've used them a few. I used them a few times years ago, and I never had any issues with them. A couple of times I did overpay, I'll admit. Hasbro will reach a critical mass of exclusives, and the exclusives will implode. Then Hasbro will start over. Triple R is 100% right. I agree 100% with that. Nautica deserves to have a general release. Who's Nautica? I don't even. Oh, if you say so, I don't know who that is. The plastic fuses with metal for the yellow, but not the clear red. So the two causes that thin yellow plastic to really weird, man. Hasn't happened to mine. That's weird. Oh man, that's crazy. Hey, Hollywood Purgatory. Hasbro really handled producing a whole Power Ranger movie TV universe? No, I don't believe for a second they can. Look, even people that love IDW, and some of their biggest proponents are some creators in this community, will say that early IDW is the best writing, and when Hasbro started getting involved in 2015, it went downhill from there, never fully recovered. When Hasbro gets involved in the fiction, they ruin it. What they need to do is let the creators create, let the creators do the fiction, keep your corporate nose out of it, let your engineers engineer the products and sell it, and then when the money comes in, then you corporate people can use it accordingly. But otherwise, keep your nose out of it, man. Let creators create. Hey, Starset. Nautica is a purple and yellow female who turns into a submarine. If you say so. Makes sense. Makes sense. I was really lucky to pre-order the Earthrise Coneheads 2-pack a few days ago. I checked they were sold out. You were lucky then, Landon. She's also a mechanic. If you say so. I don't know her. I know nothing. Oh, see, that's why. She's from IDW. I detest IDW with the passion of a million suns, so I wouldn't know her. Jonathan is supposedly heading up the Power Rangers project. I don't know who that is either. Jonathan, what? Entwistle? I don't know. I don't know anything about Power Rangers. I was like 15, 16 when Power Rangers came out. It was after my time. Think we will ever get a new Needle Nose? I hope so, Runus. Needle Nose really deserves a new release. Why do the Earthrise bots have Earth vehicle modes if they aren't going to Earth? They are going to Earth, is my understanding. I think that's where they're headed as of the end of Siege, say. I think they actually are headed to Earth, Hollywood Purgatory. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then that will be a weird thing to do. Nautica was in the Chaos and Velocitron box set. Oh, yeah, the purple one that was in that. I sold her for like $25. I didn't know who it was. I didn't care to have her, so I sold her off and made a nice $25. It was good for me. And somebody was happy, gave it to his daughter. If Hasbro wants to stop scalpers, they should make the exclusives. Here's the thing. Hasbro doesn't want to stop scalpers. They don't care. As long as the product sells and they can show their investors, here's more profit. The problem is, how are you getting that profit? What are you undertaking and doing to get that profit, right? Trivia time? Yeah, trivia time. Let's do trivia. Blue just said, okay, trivia time. In the first, this is a hard one, so listen close, guys. I had no idea. Of course, Dragonfly gave it to us. In the first 2-part episode of G1, so not the first episode, the first time they did a 2-part episode, the Decepticons steal energy from 4 sources, meaning they steal 4 kinds of energy. So I guess from 4 places, but 4 different kinds of energy. In what order do they steal them? Do they steal A, oil, then rocket fuel, then water, then the ruby crystals of Burma? Or 2, do they steal oil, then water, then the crystals, and then finally rocket fuel? Or C, oil, the ruby crystals, rocket fuel, and finally water? Or D, oil, water, rocket fuel, ruby crystals? So when they steal it, just to simplify this a bit, when they steal it, do they steal the ruby crystals last? That's A. Do they steal the ruby crystals as the third type of energy? That's B. Do they steal the ruby crystals as the second type of energy? That's C. Or do they try and steal the ruby crystals last? That's D. B, D, 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 D. Fourth D. We've got one B so far. B, D. Okay, so we've got two people who've said D. Sam is saying A. Bunch of people saying D. Couple of people saying B. A B. That's fine, Master Fire. Go. I mean, sometimes, man, you got to rant. When they do bad stuff, they do bad stuff. I'm not going to justify it for them. Also, it's the rocket fuel. No, the rocket fuel is one of four that they try to steal, Master Fire. The answer is actually, most people got it wrong tonight. I got it wrong when I guessed it. The answer is B. They steal oil, then water. Then they try the ruby crystals of Burma. And finally, they try to steal the rocket fuel. I had no idea. Look, Triple R got it right, though. As we go down here, people, I like that Master Fire said it's depressing with the rants. If Hasbro stopped doing trash, then I wouldn't have to rant. Right? What else do we have here? MP Starscream, we saw another image of. He looks great. I thought the newest image of MP Starscream was the best. I think it looks great. What else do we have here? We saw some images of the Flame Toys Bug Bite. Looks beautiful. I really think that looks great. And Spike. Spike. Old Man Spike, according to the Legends comic that is coming with the Takara box set for Abominus, Spike is dead. Taken out by a Quintesson. Spoiler if you didn't read it, but Spike dies. Finally, Spike Witwicky is no more. Thanks to a Quintesson. It's a weird comic. And we see a base mode for Hunger. So strange, man. It's cool. Cool, but really weird. All we have left is the Rodimus rumor, but I just want to make a couple of notes. After all my rants to depress poor old Master Fire. Listen, Cupcake. Sometimes you gotta be able to take the tough talk. This guy, love this guy. I cannot wait to review him. Super Megatron is glorious. He really is glorious. He may be my favorite Megatron. He may be my favorite Megatron. I love this guy. I've never, ever experienced this mold as Galvatron, and I'm glad because I heard it was hot trash. But as Super Megatron, it's fantastic. Really fantastic. Very, very, very impressed. If you were thinking about it, do it. Also, I want to very quickly... Oh, I got to get my boy here. Oh, I got to get my boy. Oh, yeah, baby. This lad here. So I've spent the week fiddling with this guy. The review is not done yet because I want to be really used to him. A few things. One, people have said, when you transform him, he's so sharp. No, he's not. You put his sharp bits down. The only thing that's sharp is up here on the shoulders, and I tend to take them off when I do the transformation. Second thing, the chest is kind of two parts, really, and the upper part extends up. It's a bit of a bear to get up. But when it extends up, the neck piece can come out, and that happened to me, taking this out of it. I'll show it more, of course, when I do the review. But the neck piece came out, and it's a little gray piece in here that goes into a hole. Now, you can just slot it back in, no problem. I did not know that, and I collapsed the body, and I realized this was out. And I tried, as did Starscream Wife, to put it in. I have a couple of little stress marks on my plastic now because of what I tried to do. And it was not a wise thing to do. And that, I think, is somebody trying to contact me for work for tomorrow. And guess what? I'm already booked. Give me a second here, guys, because I have to reply to this because this is my day job, man. This is my day job. This is my day job. Bear with me. Okay. Here's the thing. There was no need to have the stress marks that I have because I would have... Now I know if I just left it extended or re-extended the body, that this whole section here would have extended out and I could have just put it back in. So if you ever get this guy, don't make my mistake. Second thing, there are way down in here, there's little white clips. And on his chest, there's also like white clips. And there's crazy, idiotic tight. So what I did is like the little lips that's on them, I cut it all off. Now they still slide in, but they don't really stay. It's fine though, because everything else on this guy tabs in so much that they don't really need to, and it makes it exponentially easier to transform. To do the guy, it's actually not that hard. It's really 3 sections. You turn the hips, and then the hip skirt, and then the core, and then the chest. You kind of align the body. Once you have the body aligned, you do one leg, and you just turn it around and extend it. And then you collapse it in and fold it up. It's not that hard in theory. You do have to line it up. Then you do the other leg. All that leaves in the end is the arms. And the arms just basically unfurl and then slot in. Tabbing everything in, you would think that as soon as I heard that this guy was going to have so many panels and like he basically turns inside out, I said, oh no, man, this is going to be like that Death Star Darth Vader all over again. And that thing's atrocious to put into Death Star mode. No, not this guy. Not this guy. For the panels that there are, they work out really, really well. Couple of things, like I said, I had to do with them, and it does take a little bit of getting used to. But to say that it's bad, I really can't. I'll talk about it more, but that's a couple of things really worth noting. Like I have now kind of like a QC, I have a QC, I don't want to say issue, but like I have a QC thing now with some stress plastic because of my own stupidity, And that brings us to the last thing tonight. The very last thing, ladies and gentlemen, the very last thing tonight is a very weird rumor. It has come to my attention that apparently there is a rumor circulating around that there will be a Kingdom, apparently, Commander class Rodimus Prime. I think that's 100% false. If you have heard the rumor, I think it's 100% clearly false. I don't believe that for 1 second. I do believe, however, that we may very well, as we did with Optimus, for example, get a leader class Rodimus. I wouldn't even be shocked if the Hot Rod from Studio Series is Hot Rod for Studio Series and we get, say, a Kingdom Rodimus Prime. I fully expect if it happens, it will be very much like the Optimus was, where the trailer can open up and probably become that double cannon thing from G1, and the front of the cab will become the robot. And I'd be cool with that because I did not like the Power of the Primes one in the least, so I'd be down with it. But if you hear the rumor of a Commander class Rodimus Prime, don't think that's the case. What will the next Commander class be? Who knows? There's a few that can really fit in there, but I don't believe for a second that it's going to be that. I really don't. I've heard it, but I would be shocked if anything comes of that. I don't see it. Let's see. Cell does look very good. How does he scale against new Scorponok? He is definitely smaller than Scorponok. Look, here's the thing, and I'll talk about it in the review, but I'll address it now because Brian asked. Here's the thing. He is easily the heaviest of all my Titans. He is super heavy. He really is. But in terms of his height, he's definitely smaller. There's no doubt about it. If you extend his ankles and whatnot, I would say he's about 18 inches at best, maybe 19. It's not going to scale with your Titans. However, that being said, the HasLab is not going to scale with your Titans. It's not possible. He turns into a planet. I looked at what I wanted in a Unicron, and I said, I want it to be G1 accurate, and this guy's hyper G1 accurate. If the blue on him, or the sea foam, whatever you want to call it, if that was gray, he would be perfect. And he's awfully darn close. I love the green on his eyes, by the way. But I wanted one that when I put it next to my Cybertron, next to my Primus, that it's going to look good in Planet and a bit bigger, and he does. And in robot mode, he's going to look almost insurmountable to Primus. I wanted him to kind of scale with Primus. The HasLab one would not only dwarf Primus, but it would look ridiculous next to each other. This one scales nicely with Primus. And to me, because both are supposed to be planets, I kind of look at them as their own scale outside of everything else. That's what works for me. However, as anti-HasLab Unicron as I was, even when it comes to Cell, my opinions have changed, because when he started out, he had a certain size amount for a certain price, and that price changed, which means his valuation changed. And we'll talk about that when we do the review. But if you've been not thinking about him, wondering, should I or shouldn't I can tell you he is very, very, very good and looks very, very good in person. Really good in person. But he's definitely smaller, Brian, to answer your question, man. Kingdom Commander class, Mutant Rodimus Prime. Oh, that would be wild, man. I agree. Commander class Rodimus would be too big, but I think leader class is the way to go with him. It seems that the Kingdom figures are going to come with backdrops like Studio Series. Yeah, I saw that too. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, I've been here for an hour and 6 minutes. I've been here a long time for a show that really was a pretty scant show. I didn't have a lot to cover tonight. It's been fun. I appreciate you guys coming in. I love each and every one of you as much as I complain about the corporate stuff. I thank you for coming by, man. Give me some of your extremely valuable time. I know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can hit the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube, baby. Hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Stick around, man. Have some fun with us. Although tonight might not be the best representation of that. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll have something more interesting. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, man, you do make a difference. Tomorrow, we do have the countdown of the top 10 most iconic Transformers characters. And everybody said Optimus is a foregone conclusion. Maybe he is for number 1, but I guarantee you 2 through 9 are pretty interesting. I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights like this, at the stop motion premieres of the old-fashioned way, baby. You guessed it, inside the videos.